The power of strategic vulnerability, how authenticity transforms lives and leadership. Welcome to a journey of transformation. Recently, I had the privilege of interviewing Angelique Diggs, a visionary whose insights have profoundly impacted how we understand authenticity, healing, and leadership in professional spaces. Angelique isn't just a thought leader, she's a revolution in human form. Her work has created ripples of change across multiple industries, demonstrating that embracing our full selves, scars and all, isn't just personally fulfilling, but professionally revolutionary. Her courage to speak truth in spaces designed to silence has opened doors for countless Black professionals as seeking to lead with their whole hearts. Today, I'm honored to share the wisdom gleaned from our conversation, exploring how strategic vulnerability can become our greatest strength. Have you ever worn a mask so long you forgot what your own face looks like? For many professionals, especially Black professionals, this isn't just a metaphorical question, it's a daily reality. The constant pressure to compartmentalize, to leave your personal stuff at home, to present a polished, perfect version of yourself that fits neatly into someone else's definition of professionalism. But what if I told you that the very things you're hiding might be your greatest source of power? What if those scars you're concealing could become the foundation of your leadership? What if vulnerability, strategically shared, could transform not just your life, but entire communities? This is what Angelique Diggs revealed in our conversation, a radical reimagining of what it means to be authentic in professional spaces, particularly for Black women navigating environments that weren't designed with them in mind. The first truth Angelique emphasized is revolutionary in its simplicity, embracing your authentic story, including your scars and setbacks, is not a weakness, but a powerful source of strength and leadership. This runs counter to everything many of us have been taught about professionalism, doesn't it? We're told to compartmentalize, to separate, to present only our polished, perfect selves at work. But this approach exacts a terrible cost. It creates isolation, burnout, a profound sense of disconnection from ourselves and others. It's like trying to run a marathon while holding your breath, technically possible for a short sprint, but ultimately unsustainable and damaging. I was struck by how this played out in the creation of the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast, which Angelique discussed. This platform emerged specifically to address the immense pressure Black professionals face to hide their struggles in professional spaces. Many listeners reported feeling completely isolated due to societal expectations that discourage authenticity at work. They were living double lives, presenting one face at work and another everywhere else. It's exhausting to maintain two separate identities, isn't it? Like being a full time actor in a role you never auditioned for, the podcast took a different approach. By encouraging guests and listeners to share their real stories of adversity and growth, it fostered vulnerability as strength. The results were remarkable. Listeners reported feeling seen, empowered, and equipped with actionable strategies. Industries began shifting conversations around authenticity. A thriving supportive community formed, all because people dared to show up as their full selves. This isn't just feel good talk, it's strategic, it's powerful, it's transformative. Consider Nahisha McCoy's leadership journey, which Angelique shared during our interview. Nahisha faced industry norms urging compartmentalization while operating in spaces historically unwelcoming to Black women leaders. Rather than hiding her challenges, she led with strategic vulnerability, intentionally sharing her journey with colleagues as part of her leadership style. The outcome? Not only did she experience personal healing, but she also inspired cultural shifts toward greater authenticity within her organization. She built stronger teams through openness about challenges overcome. She became recognized internally and externally for redefining what professionalism means by centering lived experience alongside expertise. She mentored other emerging leaders using these principles. By bringing her full self to work, scars included, she transformed systems inside large organizations, modeling new standards for inclusive leadership rooted in truth telling rather than image management alone. This brings us to the second powerful truth from my conversation with Angelique. Healing and transformation are possible when you take intentional steps toward self care, community reconnection, and personal growth, no matter how low your starting point may feel. Let me share Tyrea Grimes' story, which Angelique highlighted as a powerful example of authentic healing. Tyrea's appearance on the Pink Parachute Diaries highlighted how openly discussing trauma from abusive relationships through financial hardship became foundational not just for self recovery, but also community empowerment among other Black women navigating similar waters. Terea survived an abusive marriage while experiencing depression and isolation after relocating far from family support networks, a situation compounded by financial instability during recovery years. At her lowest point, it would have been easy to believe that things would never get better, that the pain was permanent, that healing was for other people, not for her. But Terea took deliberate steps. She sought solace through literature, notably Bevy Smith's Bevelations. She took deliberate steps toward regaining agency, including moving closer to family. She prioritized holistic health over time. The results speak volumes. She regained her sense of purpose, self worth, and self respect. Her finances improved dramatically despite initial setbacks, including major retirement withdrawals. She lost significant weight over 4 years, all while ceasing blame cycles that had kept her stuck. Her lowest moments became inflection points after reading Smith's book, which provided hope that it gets greater later if action follows intention. She became an inspiration via storytelling platforms like podcasts, blogs, and social media, where honesty about pain catalyzed positive feedback loops among peers seeking similar breakthroughs. The impact extended far beyond her own life, sparking new conversations on mental health, healing, and leadership among marginalized groups who too often feel invisible or unsupported professionally and societally. This leads us to the third truth Angelique emphasized: vulnerability is strategically powerful. By sharing our journeys honestly, we not only heal ourselves, but also create pathways for others to do the same and help redefine success in our communities. Notice the pattern here? In each story Angelique shared, personal healing became community transformation. Individual vulnerability became collective strength. Private journeys became public inspiration. This isn't accidental, it's by design, it's strategic vulnerability. Strategic vulnerability isn't about trauma dumping or oversharing inappropriately. It's about thoughtfully deciding which parts of your story to share, when to share them, and how they might serve others. It's about recognizing that your journey, especially the difficult parts, might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to find their own way forward. As Angelique noted, when we hide our scars, we hide our strength. Those very experiences that society tells us to conceal might be our most powerful assets, both for our own healing and for creating change in our communities. This approach challenges conventional wisdom about professionalism, especially for Black women who often face pressure to be twice as good just to get half as far. The traditional model says hide your struggles, present only strength, never let them see you sweat. But what if that model is fundamentally flawed? What if it's actually preventing us from accessing our greatest power? What if instead we embraced a new model of leadership? One that recognizes that our wounds, when healed, become wisdom, that our struggles, when overcome, become strength, that our vulnerability, when strategically shared, becomes vision. This isn't just theoretical. The stories Angelique shared demonstrate that this approach works. It heals individuals, it transforms organizations, it creates communities of support that extend far beyond what any single person could accomplish alone. And it all begins with a simple but profound choice, the choice to be authentically you. Now, I can almost hear what some of you are thinking. That sounds nice, but you don't know my workplace. You don't know my industry. You don't know what I'm up against. You're right. I don't. And neither does Angelique. But what she does know, what the stories she shared clearly demonstrate, is that transformation is possible even in the most challenging environments. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen without intention. It doesn't happen without community, but it does happen. So I challenge you today, stop hiding your scars. They are not your shame, they are your strength. They are not your weakness, they are your wisdom. They are not just part of your story, they are the chapters that make your leadership unique and powerful. I challenge you to identify one area where you've been compartmentalizing, where you've been wearing a mask that no longer serves you. What would happen if you allowed yourself to be seen, truly seen in that space? What might change if you shared your journey strategically, not just for your own healing, but for the transformation of others? I challenge you to take one concrete step toward your own greater. Reach out for support from loved ones or mentors. Set aside time each week solely devoted to self care routines, mental, emotional, spiritual. Courageously share part of your authentic story with someone you trust. The world doesn't need more perfect people, it needs more whole people, people who have fallen and gotten back up, people who have struggled and found their way through, but people who have scars and aren't afraid to show them. In a world that profits from your insecurity, authenticity is not just an act of personal courage, it's a revolutionary stance. In spaces where Black professionals are often handed pink slips, while mediocrity in others is rewarded with golden parachutes, choosing to lead with your full self isn't just personally healing, it's a radical reclamation of power. Your story matters. Your scars matter. Your setbacks matter, not despite them, but because of them. You have unique wisdom to offer the world. When you embrace that truth, when you step fully into your authentic self, you don't just transform your own life, you create ripples of change that extend far beyond what you can see. You become a beacon for others still finding their way. You redefine what leadership looks like. You help create a world where no one has to wear a mask so long they forget what their own face looks like. That is the power of strategic vulnerability. That is the gift of authentic leadership. That is the promise of embracing your whole story, scars and all. Thank you.